We look to the stars seeking life, but the greatest mystery is just 8,000 meters under the sea. The Puerto Rico Trench is the deepest point in the Atlantic, an abyss that defies the laws of physics with an inexplicably weak gravity. What secrets does this aquatic black hole hide? Today we reveal what a mapping drone detected on the edge of the abyss, a life form that blurs the line between biology and electricity. Stay with us and subscribe so you don't miss the conclusion of this story. Humanity has mapped the surface of Mars in more detail than the bottom of its own oceans. The vast blue, which covers more than 70% of our planet, remains the last real frontier. Within that immensity, there are places that defy logic, where geology and biology meet to form enigmas that science is barely beginning to touch. One of these places is the Puerto Rico Trench. It is not just an abyss, it is a geological scar. Located north of the Caribbean, the trench marks the subduction point where the North American tectonic plate slides under the Caribbean plate, with a maximum depth exceeding 8,375 meters. It is, without a doubt, the deepest point in the entire Atlantic Ocean. Its mere existence is a source of cataclysms. Earthquakes and tsunami threats are part of its nature. For decades, the scientific community observed it, cataloging it as an extreme but predictable environment. However, in a plot twist reminiscent of the greatest science fiction novels, a series of modern investigations revealed that the Puerto Rico Trench is much more than a simple depression. It is a sanctuary for the inexplicable. The history of the mystery did not begin with a creature, but with a fundamental paradox of terrestrial physics. In the 1970s, geophysicists began to record anomalous readings in the region. The instrumentation detected that objects in freefall in the trench accelerated differently than expected. The data, confirmed and reconfirmed with high-precision measurements, yielded a disconcerting figure: a gravitational anomaly of minus 380,000 milligauss. This negative reading was and remains the most extreme ever documented on Earth. What did this imply? That gravity in the region was inexplicably weaker than anywhere else on the planet. Initial theories focused on geology. Some suggested the presence of a collapsed ultramafic plate, while others speculated about mineral deposits of unusual density. However, none of these hypotheses managed to fully explain the magnitude and persistence of the anomaly. It was as if the Earth itself was hiding a void, or, conversely, an object of extreme density that radically distorted the local gravitational field. The Puerto Rico Trench, the collision point of tectonic giants, was also a gravitational black hole that refused to reveal its secret. In parallel, marine biologists noted erratic migratory patterns. Certain whale species, known for their arched and precise routes, began to circle erratically around the trench. Some simply never re-emerged. Research submersibles recorded low-frequency vibrations that did not correspond to any known tectonic profile, hinting at a different type of mystery. Something alive or artificial was interacting with the depths in unknown ways. The mystery intensified in 2019, when an ambitious mission installed a network of passive hydrophones to monitor the trench long-term. The goal was to study marine life, seismic activity, and the habitual hum of the ocean. For weeks, everything was routine: whale songs, distant tremors, the occasional moan of the seabed. But in early 2020, the routine broke. One of the hydrophones, located in the heart of the abyss, picked up a sound that did not fit anything known. It was a rhythmic, precise, and directional pulse. It was not random. It repeated every 9 minutes and lasted exactly 45 seconds, like a biological clock or a programmed machine. What really gave the team the chills was the dual nature of the pulse. It was accompanied by sharp fluctuations in electromagnetic readings. It was not just a pressure wave, sound, but a phenomenon with an electrical component. The pulse, which moved with intention along the depth axis of the trench, led to an unsettling internal conclusion. It was not a geological anomaly, but a biologically modulated sonar. It was as if a creature or something was actively tracking the seabed with an emission that was half biology and half circuitry. Aware of the magnitude of the discovery, the researchers kept the data classified. The fear of premature disclosure without definitive answers about the nature of the source created a silence zone around the Puerto Rico Trench. The trench, however, did not only emit pulses, it also seemed to defend itself. Between 2021 and 2023, the situation went from being a biological anomaly to a silent technological conflict. No less than 6 independent research initiatives from universities in Europe, Japan, and the United States reported a disturbing pattern: unexplained data voids and total electronic failures. Mapping instruments and autonomous sensors designed to withstand the most extreme conditions returned to the surface with their hard drives completely erased. The problem was not physical damage caused by pressure or corrosion. Technicians discovered signs of total magnetic elimination. Crucial information files on the composition of the trench and seismic activity had simply disappeared, as if someone had deliberately erased the work. A Belgian technician described the experience as if something had pulsed directly through the electronics. It was not physical damage, but an annulment, a complete elimination. The idea that fish or cephalopods could manipulate such sophisticated equipment was absurd. The only plausible, though terrifying, conclusion was that an external force was actively interfering, and perhaps consciously, to impede exploration. The trench, this last great mystery of the Atlantic, seemed to protect its secrets behind a veil of electromagnetic interference. We are following the trajectory of the Pelagia X-seven, about to witness how the electromagnetic interference that erased years of data strikes again. The Puerto Rico Trench is resisting, but the drone is seconds away from capturing something alive that should not exist. If you are as intrigued as we are by these oceanic mysteries, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the moment of the great discovery. Leave us a comment guessing. What kind of creature do you think it is? We arrive at 2024, the year of truth. A new exploration mission, supported by an international collaboration, set out to unravel the mystery. At the heart of this expedition was the Pelagia X-seven, a state-of-the-art autonomous submarine drone designed for silent navigation at more than 8,000 meters deep. Its mission, to map the seabed and, if possible, identify the source of the anomalies. As the drone descended into the depths, transmitting real-time images of the silent and murky ocean bottom, the control team marveled at the data. Then, without warning, the signal froze. The screen went black for a time that seemed like an eternity. The team feared the worst. Had the drone been crushed by the pressure, or, worse yet, had it fallen victim to the same interference that erased the previous data? When the signal was restored, the Pelagia X-7's camera captured a sight that paralyzed everyone. An ethereal, translucent shape passed a few meters from the lens. It was different from any known marine species. No visible propulsion system was seen. There were no fins, no limbs, no obvious appendages. Its body structure defied traditional biological understanding. The creature briefly glowed as it crossed the drone's light beam, as if responding to its presence, and then disappeared into the darkness, moving with an intention that denied its apparent lack of movement organs. This translucent being emitted weak electrical signals. It was not just an animal of flesh and blood, but a being endowed with biological circuitry that seemed to blur the line between life and energy. After the return of the Pelagia X-7, a team of marine biologists led by Dr. Ilis Ferreira analyzed the microscopic residue that had adhered to the drone's hull. What they found was the true core of the shock. The substance lacked many of the essential biological markers that identify terrestrial life. When subjected to a basic electrical charge in the laboratory, the residue did not react like inert organic matter. Instead, small filaments began to form and disappear under the microscope, reacting to electrical stimuli as if the substance were alive in a way that biology had not conceived. The deeper analysis revealed its energetic secret. The creature used electrolytic vesicles, small microscopic sacs, capable of storing and discharging ions. This suggested that the organism generated its own energy through electrical activity, actively manipulating the electromagnetic fields of its environment. Dr. Ferreira's conclusion was monumental. They were not facing a new species, but a completely new biological paradigm. It had evolved in a habitat isolated from solar energy, using the electrical and chemical energy of the trench, coming from geological forces, as its main source of life. This organism was, functionally, a biocircuit that existed at the most extreme point of the Atlantic, a life form that represented an independent evolutionary path, alien to everything humanity had studied until then. The last chapter of the story to date is perhaps the most unsettling. In late 2024, a second mission was launched, equipped with electrical stimulation technology, hoping to capture or at least obtain clearer images of the organism. The mission failed in its visual objective. The creature, if it was the same one, did not allow itself to be seen. However, when the team was about to declare the mission a failure, the deep-sea microphones detected the sound they already knew. the same frequency signature of the rhythmic pulse. The anomaly was not where it was expected, but in a place of even more extreme pressure, at more than 8,400 meters below the surface. In the shadow of a huge tectonic fault, the pulse this time was delayed. Understanding hit the team with a chilling certainty. Whatever it was not only elusive, but consciously navigated in the most extreme depths. The pulse was not just a passive echo, it was a signal, perhaps of evasion or communication, emitted from an unfathomable darkness. The Puerto Rico Trench, which humanity thought was mapped and understood, has been revealed as a place that harbors a life form that blurs the lines between biology, geology, and electromagnetic energy. The detection of the Pelagia X-seven drone was not the end of a mystery, but the opening of an abyss of questions. The creature, a being of biological electricity, has warned us that our understanding of life on Earth is incomplete. The abyss, far from being a void, is a hiding place. And now, the world wonders, with a disturbing mix of fascination and fear, if by trying to scan the trench, we have awakened something that should never have been found. The Pelagia X-seven brought us the proof. A new biological paradigm that feeds on the very electromagnetic energy of the abyss. It is not just an animal, it is a living biocircuit. The Puerto Rico Trench warns us that our understanding of life is incomplete. Leave us a comment right below. Is this creature a natural wonder or a threat? If this journey to the bottom of the Atlantic has fascinated you, hit like and share the video. And of course, activate the bell and subscribe to continue exploring the inexplicable.